Once said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Hi everyone, welcome back to yet another mathematics video with my dad, Albert. Bye.
Alright guys, welcome to another session. We're going to look at finance maths and measurement. As you know, finance maths deals with profit, loss, sales tax, discount, hire purchase, foreign exchange, and other items in maths. Alright. So let's look at this first question. So a hotel employs 12 bartenders at $26 per day and 18 housekeepers. 18 housekeeper at $17 per day. What is the mean daily wage in US dollars of the 30 employees? Alright, so to answer this question, so basically what we're going to do, so 12 bartenders at $26. So what we're going to do is to multiply the 12 times the 26, and that amount will give us the total amount of money that the employer would have to pay out to the 12 bartenders. Alright, so the first thing that we do, we multiply 12 times 26. Alright, and 12 times 26 is $312. So that's for the bartender. What about the housekeeper? Now we have 18 housekeeper, so 18, and we pay each of them 17 US per day. Alright, so the employer have to pay out $306, alright, per day. Now what's the total amount of money that the employer have to pay out for the day? What we do, we add 306 with the 312 and we get 618. So the total amount is US $618. Now it says to work out the mean daily average. How many employees do we have? 30. So let's divide that amount by 30 and we will get $20.60. So the average amount of money that the employer has to dish out every day is $20 US, 20 and 60 cents. Alright, let's move on to the other question. Alright, so in this question they're talking about hire purchase. Alright, so now there's a formula for hire purchase. Alright, So hire purchase is equal to deposit, all right, plus your installment multiplied by the number of months. All right, I don't have enough space to write out all of that, but let me just say it again. Hire purchase is equal to your deposit plus the installment. The installment is how much you're going to pay per month, and the number, and NO means the number of months. All right, so get this question here. You make a deposit of what? $1,000. So what we have is 1,000 plus the installment. How much you can pay per month? 1,500. And how many months? 1.5 years or 18 months. So all we need to do is just to compute this. And when you've done so, we get 28,000. So that's a higher purchase price. All right, so, and usually the higher purchase price is usually higher than the cash price or the mark price. What they do, they charge you, because normally you're gonna take their goods and they charge you every month for taking their goods. So it's gonna always cost more. All right, moving on. Let's clear this. All right, so this one is a simple interest question, and we use a formula. All right, so simple interest, SI is principal. Principal is the amount invested multiplied by the rate, which is always a percentage, multiplied by time, which is always in the years, and divide by 100. All right. So all we need to do is to plug in these values. All right, so you borrow 100 grand from the bank. So therefore the principal is 100,000. The rate is always a percentage. That's 15%. Then you multiply it by what? 3. And put everything over 100. So that will go, that will go. So what we end up with is 1,000. This is 1,000 here. Multiply by 15, multiply by 3. So 1,000 multiplied by 15 multiplied by 3 is 45,000. Alright? So what this is saying, this is saying that if you borrow 100 grand from the bank, right? The total amount of money you want to pay back to the bank would be the original principal plus the interest. Alright? And this is the interest that the bank charges. And these interests are usually high. Alright? But however, when you're investing, when you want to make money from the bank, alright, it is not so high. Very contradictory. Alright. So we're going to move on to the other question. Okay, so this is another simple interest question. It says, if the simple interest on $80,000 for 3 years is 4,200, what is the rate of interest per annum? So notice, this question is not asking to find the simple interest. This is asking us to find the what? The rate. So what we're going to do, by the way, there are two approaches to this question. To me, I'm going to use a simpler approach, and that is simpler to me. is that we're going to use the formula. What formula go again? SI is equal to P R T all over 100. All right. So the principal is, by the way, if you read this question fast enough, you might think that the simple interest is 80,000, but it didn't say that. It says if the simple interest on this amount of money, you have to read the question very careful. If the simple interest on this amount of money for 3 years is 4,200, so what is simple interest? 4,200. All right. Now you can know if you're not doing things correctly. For example, the principal is always the biggest number. All right. So if you're wondering how the hell can you make 80 grand out of 4,200, that sounds impossible. All right. So 80,000 couldn't be the principal. It's actually 4,200. So what I'm going to replace these letters with these numbers. So SI is 4,200. So I'm going to write 4,200. Sorry about the space. Hold on. Let me see if I can. So I'm using here. So we have 4,200 equal principal, which is what? 80,000 multiply by the rate that we don't know, multiply by time, which is what? 3, all over 100. So these two zeros cancel out with those two zeros. So we end up with 800 multiplied by 3. Now 3 times 800 is how much? 2,400. What is 2,400 times R? 2,400 R. So 2,400 R is equal to 4,200. I will just divide everything by 24,000. Sorry, not 24,000. 2,400. 2,400. That will cancel that. So the rate turns out to be, let's do a little calculation here. Okay, so I get 1.75. So the answer is 1.75%. That's a good part. That's a good percentage. The mark I get 1.75%. All right. So note that this question is not so straightforward, right? You actually have to plug in the values to get the rate. And they could also ask you to find the principal and the time, and you're going to use the same strategy. All right. So you replace the numbers directly into the formula, and what we see that R is the only unknown. All right. And everything was beautifully canceled out. These two zeros at the bottom here cancel out those two zeros at the top. Leave back 800. So we have 800 times R times 3. 3 times 800 is 2,400. And 2,400 times R is 2,400 R. Hence we get this. And everything will be equal to 4,200. I divide everything by 2,400. And when I cancel them here, cancel them out, we get 1.75. Or 1 3/4. All right, so hope you guys are following. We're gonna move on to the next question. All right, so during a sale, a store allows 15% discount. All right, off the mark price of clothing. What will a customer pay for a shirt with a mark price of $3,000? So all we need to do is to find 15% of $3,000, and whatever that value is, we subtract it from the 3,000. So we 15% as a fraction is 15 over 100 multiplied by 3,000. Right? So about this space here, right? So these two zeros cancel out those two zeros. So what left back is just 15 multiplied by 30. And 15 times 30 is what? 15 times 30 is 450. So how much money come off of the shirt? 400 and what? $50, that's true. But what will the customer actually pay? So we subtract 450 from the 3,000 to get $2,550. So that's our answer. Hope we are clear on this. Alright, so what we do, find 15% of 3,000. 15% of 3,000 is $450. So the $450 represents the discount. And to find how much the customer will pay, we just subtract the 450 from the 2,000. Sorry, the 450 from the 3,000. And we end up with 2,550. Alright? Okay, so we're moving on smoothly. So let's look at this other question. It says, how much does a customer pay for an article marked at $5,000 if sales tax of 20% is charged? Now discount, a while ago we had to subtract the discount, true, but because it's a tax, and you know, governments and business owners will add on their tax. So tax means to add on. So what we're going to do, we're going to find 20% of 5,000 and whatever amount that we get, we add it back to the 5,000. So let's go again. So we have give me a second. All right, so we have 20%, which is 20 over what? 100 multiply by 2,000. So, oh boy, let me. Space is critical here. How am I going to do this? Let me see if I can change the color. Let's see. All right, so it's 20 divided by 100 times 5,000. So 0 cancels 0 there. 2 and 2 goes 1. 2 into 10 goes 5. 5 and 5 goes 1. And 5 into 5,000 goes 1,000 times. All right, so tax means add on. So the tax is $1,000. So to find out how much customer pay for the article, add the 5,000 to 1,000. So the customer actually pays $6,000. All right, so moving on to the next question. Oh, so we're doing measurement now. So we're moving on nicely. So, and this measurement is basic measurement. We look at squares, rectangles, and triangles. So nothing too complicated. You know, in sets we have so many other things, right? But this is just a basic concept. And because of the COVID-19, I didn't go into it as much as I should. Alright, so we deal with a rectangle here. It says the area of a triangle is 60 centimeters square. I couldn't get the 2 to the power of m, so I just wrote it right there. And its base is 6 centimeters. What is the height in centimeter of the triangle? Now, this is if you have a triangle and it has a 90 degree in it, it means that we're going to use the formula. Area is equal to half base times height. Alright, and that's for our triangle here. So area is a half base multiplied by height. Alright, now what do we want to find in this question? We want to find the what? The height. Alright, do we know what the area is? Yes, the area is what? 60 centimeters square, and we have a half, and the base is what? 6, and the height is what we want to figure out as well. So half of 6 is 3, so we end up with 3h over 60. Divide everything by 3. H is equal to 20 centimeters. And if you were to multiply a half times 6 times 20, you'll get back the 60. Because half of 6, is 3. And 3 times the height, perpendicular height, is 60. Alright, so the height of the triangle here is 20 centimeters. Alright, let's look at this question here. It says the area of a rectangle is 44 centimeters square, right? So we all know what a rectangle looks like, right? So this is how a rectangle looks. So these opposite sides here are equal but different from the other sides. Alright? So these two sides are equal and those two sides are equal, but they're different. So the area of a rectangle is 44 centimeters. How do we find the area of a rectangle? It's the length multiplied by its width. Alright? So what they're saying, the area times the length is equal to 44 centimeters. Let me write again. Area of a rectangle is length multiplied by width. Alright? Okay, so in this question, they're saying that the area is equal to 44. So L times W is equal to what? 44. No, they said that what? If the length is multiplied by 2, so if the length is multiplied by 2, what are we going to get? 2L. And the width is a half. What will happen? Alright, so what we do, multiply these two numbers here. 2 times a half is what? 1. L times W is what? LW. Alright. Oh, sorry, it's not. It's if the length is multiplied by what? 4. So it's not 2. Sorry. I was just testing you guys to see if you guys are paying attention. Just kidding. Alright, just kidding. That was actually not bad. Alright, so let's go again. So the area of a rectangle is what? Length multiplied by width. Alright, now length multiplied by width, but one of those rectangles is 44 centimeters square. Now, the fast forward to this question now, to another question. If the length is multiplied by 4, so if the length is multiplied by 4, that's going to be 4L. Alright? And the width is half, so that means you're going to get a half width. What are you following? All right, now what's a half of 4? A half of 4 is what? 2. So we have 2LW. All right, now what the LW represents? The LW represents the what? The area, the first one. All right, so it's 2 times LW. So it's going to be 2 times 44. And 2 times 44 is 88 centimeter square. Alright, I do hope you guys are following. So please forgive me any noise, any background noise. I'm physically at Greenpoint High School in the staff room, and trying to do my best in terms of noise. Alright, so let's carry on. I hope you guys understand that one. Alright, so now the shape of this figure here is called a trapezium. Alright, and to find the area of this trapezium, we're going to use this formula. So it's a half multiplied by the height, and this h means the perpendicular height. So we're not going to use this 16, neither the 12. We're going to use what? 10, because h represents the perpendicular height, and this symbol here, that 90 degrees, tells us that that straight line is a perpendicular line, a line that meets at 90. Alright, so it's a half multiplied by 10 multiplied by a plus b. Now a plus b are the two parallel sides, so we're talking about 6 and 20. So it's going to be 6 plus 20. Alright, so half of 10 is 5, and 6 plus 20 is what? 26, and 5 times 26. What's 5 times 26? 5 times 26 is 130. So the answer is 130 centimeter square. Alright, so let me run it again. The formula is a half times the perpendicular height. A and B are its parallel sides, so it's a half times 10 times 6 plus 20. So 6 plus 20 is 26. A half of 10 is 5, and 5 times 26 is 130. Alright. Okay, so okay, here's a nice little one. So we have a square, right? Let me use another color. Of course, we'll use so the perimeter of a square. So we have a square, right? And you know, in a square, all sides are what? Equal. But it says what? The perimeter is what? 60. Alright? So when you add up all the sides on the contours of the diagram, we get 60. Alright? Now because all sides are equal and you have 4 equal sides, we're going to divide everything by 4. So 60 divided by 4 is 15. So the length of one side is 15 centimeters. Alright, and therefore the other length must be what? 15. And just to find the area now, we just multiply the length by the width, which is 15 times 15. Hold on, that don't look good at all. Oh man. Alright, so it's going to be 15 times 15. What's 15 times 15? 15 times 15 is 225. Alright, so the answer is 225 centimeter square. Alright, so we're going to find the area of the total area of the figure. Alright, now there's a bit of information that was missing that I forgot to type in, and that should go like this. Triangle is resting on a square. So this is what we have down here. So it's a square. So if this is 8 centimeter, I know a square all sides are equal. If this is 8 centimeter, then this also must be what? 8. Alright? So the area of this square is 64 centimeter square. The area of a triangle is a half base times height. Now what's the base of this triangle? Obviously it's going to be 8. Alright? Because if this is 8, then this has to be 8 also. So it's a half times the base, which is 8, multiplied by the perpendicular height. Oh, by the way, this should be perpendicular height, which is 6. Alright, so a half of 8 is 4, and 4 sixes is 24. So the area of the triangle is 24, and the area of the square is 64. So the total area, simply we're just going to add those two numbers, and we get 88 centimeters square. Alright? Okay. Let's quickly move on to the next question. Alright. Alright, so this question here, okay, so this is part of the question. Choose one of the symbols. So one of the symbols are equal, less than, equal to, greater than or equal to. So basically we must put which symbol should go right here. So all right, so it says the perimeter of the square, dash the perimeter of the rectangle. All right, so we want to compare the perimeters of the square and the rectangle. We want to find out if they're equal, if it's more, or if it's less, or less than equal to or greater than equal. All right, so let's find the perimeter of the square. So one side is 7, right? So that means that the perimeter is going to be what? 28 meters. All right, because it's 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7, 4 times, or 4 times 7, which is 28 meters. And for the rectangle here, if this is 9 on the left, it's 9 on the right, 10 at the bottom, 10 at the top. So that's 10 plus 10 is 20. Alright, and 9 plus 9 is what? 18. 18 plus 20 will give us 38. Alright, so what do you notice? The rectangle is a big rectangle, not true? Yeah, man. So the perimeter of the square is less than the perimeter of the rectangle. Alright? Because the perimeter of the square is 28, the perimeter of the rectangle is 38. 28 is less than 38. Right? It's not equal to it, it's not more than. Alright, so working on fine here, moving smoothly. Alright, so it says which of these shapes have the same perimeter? Alright, so all we need to do is to find the perimeter of all these shapes. Alright, and one of them, well, both of them are equal, but we're not sure which one. Alright, so a square with sides of 8. So that's 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. Or 4 times 8, which is what? 32. So the perimeter of A is what? 32 centimeter. What about the perimeter of this rectangle here? All right. So that's our rectangle. All right. So that's 9, and that's 1, not true? So that's going to be 9 down there. So on 1 over on the right hand side. So that's from 9. That's going to be 20, right? That's 9 plus 9 is 18. 18 plus 2 is 20. That's 20 centimeter. All right. And we have another rectangle. And if you work with the perimeter, it's going to be 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4, which is 14 centimeter. All right, and here's another one. It's another rectangle, so it's going to be 12. So it's 12 plus 12 plus 4 plus 4, which is equal to what? 32 centimeter. So what do you know? The square and the rectangle down here, so are what? Have the same perimeter. Right, so we're running. I think this question here is our last question. Let me check. Yes, so last question. It says, which of these shapes have the same area? So what we're going to do is that we're going to find the area of each shape. So it says E is a square with 6 centimeters sides. All right, so it's length times width. So 6 times 6 is what? 36. All right, and you just multiply that one. 4, 5 is what? 20. 2 times 10 is also what? 20. And 9 times 4 is 36. So when you notice, F and G are equal, and E and H are also equal. All right, so I believe this is the end of this presentation here. Let me just wish you guys all the best in your examinations. All right, so this presentation is about finance maths and measurement. All right, so take it easy and thanks for watching.